I really don't know what's going on with the New Orleans Pelicans, but right now it's bad. It's really bad. This is one of the reasons why I wanted Brandon Ingram out of New Orleans. I wanted him to go to another team. I was afraid of the situation, and this situation is going to suck for Zion Williamson because this is what happens when organizations are just bad. No matter if they get great talent and great pieces, if you're in a bad organization, 9 times out of 10, they're always going to be bad unless something happens, unless LeBron James or Stephen Curry magically appears in your organization. But it's just bad in New Orleans right now. First off, they probably should have went in a different direction other than Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy, as great as he is, he needs to be at home doing play-by-play on ESPN, talking about the game and stuff like that, because the game has passed him up. I'm sorry to say this, but this is just the flat-out truth. You acquire Steven Adams in a trade. You acquire Eric Bledsoe in a trade, and you build that around Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is an all-around player, elite shot creator in this game, but Zion Williamson, a guy that plays in the inside, needs room to operate and space to operate. And then not only do you do that, you ostracize Lonzo Ball and make him feel like he doesn't even belong in basically the entire system in the organization is basically going in a different direction by trading for Eric Bledsoe. Then you go out and you draft a point guard in his position from Alabama, Lewis, and it's just like, what are you doing? You're slow. The pace that you're running your offense and fast break opportunities is very slow. You're like one of the last teams in the bottom half when it regards to pace, and it's just like, it's not making sense. So you push Lonzo Ball, you started Eric Bledsoe and Lonzo Ball at the same time, and basically having Lonzo Ball be, this shooting guard. He's not a shooting guard. He needs a ball in his hands. He needs to get on the fast break transition. That's what made New Orleans Pelicans exciting when the first, got Zoe and Zion and that connection. They're not even doing none of that right now. And it's just like, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't make sense. Stan Van Gundy is running his team like they are the Orlando Magic. But just without, requiring all these big men and Adams and Zion, having Zion Williams, of course, and then they got Hayes and they had Derek Favors, getting all these big men. But the only difference is he's not getting any shooting around those players. So right now, it looks terrible right now in New Orleans. It looks really, really bad. And it's sad because, what's going to happen with Zion Williams and Brandon Ingram is the same thing that happened with Anthony Davis. When when Zion re-ups after his rookie contract is over with, 4-year deal, possibly with a player option for a 5th-year deal, he's going to run out. Brandon Ingram's going to eventually run out because, bad organizations are just bad organizations. The only way they can fix this is if they go out and they kind of got to, they have to get rid of Eric Bledsoe. They have to get rid of Steven Adams. I'm sorry. They need a stretch big at the 4 that can play the 5. A perfect signing would have been Christian Woods going after him instead of trying to trade for Adams. Then you re-up Adams additional 2 to 3 years, I believe. I think it was 2 or 3 years. And then you trade for Eric Bledsoe, and it's just like, what are we doing? It's like, it makes no sense. They need a player, a shooter. Buddy Hield will be perfect. A stretch 4, stretch 5 will be perfect. I don't know how they can get those type of pieces if they have any enough. I'm sure they got draft picks and stuff. They have a lot of draft picks, so they could probably go out and get one of those type of players or some of those type of pieces with Buddy Hield, maybe a stretch 4, stretch 5. But it just looks really bad right now. And I don't know how do you really fix this unless you go out and trade for an elite shooter of the basketball and a stretch big. You got Hayes on the bench, who is probably more talented at this point in his career than Adams. Adams is a great center. So yeah, it really doesn't make sense. And like I said, bad organizations are just bad organizations, and New Orleans Pelicans are proving right now they're just a bad organization. And that's one of the reasons why Anthony Davis wanted out so bad. Just a whole bunch of guys in positions that are making decisions that don't necessarily need to be made, and kind of get away from the modern game right now, which is having guys that can space the floor and having shooters and having, you have this dynamic type of player in Zion Williamson, and then you're not even gonna, he's averaging, him and Brandon Ingram just shows you that they're generational because they're still putting up points and producing without any spacing on the floor. So imagine if they had the right spacing on the floor, we may be looking at something very special, in the future. But unfortunately, we could be looking at a future where both of those players are eventually going to win out because his team and his organization aren't making the key moves and making some terrible, terrible decisions.